Welcome. Another month passed by and another weird yet strangely bizarre month. I'm gonna be recapping all the weird, strange, and just the most bizarre news of the month of March. And yes, I'm really far behind, but I'm getting through it. From a Pokemon-shaped Cheeto selling for $88,000 in an auction, proving once again Pokemon is ruining our society. To a man trying to conceal a turtle in his pants. When the police found it out, they screamed in the airport, "He has a turtle in his pants!" All the way to Florida being ranked among the highest to survive a UFO attack, proving once again that the state of Florida is just built different. All of this and more in my 6th installment of Bizarre News. Let's get right into it. Scientists aiming to bring back the woolly mammoth create the woolly mice. We thought AI was gonna be the one taking over the world. God damn, scientists, what the f? So basically, there's this US biotechnological company called Colossal Bioscience that's trying to de-extinct prehistoric animals like the woolly mammoth. And they approached it first with the woolly mice, combining the DNA from a woolly mammoth into a mice. They look like this. They look like Pikachu. And they hope the first calf will be born by the end of 2028 with mammoth traits. God damn it. What the fuck? Fucking scientists, man. We're playing God at this point. Now, before we get kidnapped by the bioscientist and get made into a human mammoth, let's move on to the next piece of bizarre news. A Pokemon-shaped Cheeto sells for $88,000 at auction. Cheetosard, a fucking Charizard-shaped Cheeto that was plastered into a Pokemon card. Glad it's made in China down there. That's a very exquisite detail. A 3-inch flaming hot Cheeto shaped like Charizard sold for $87,840 at auction on Sunday. There were a total of 60 bids. The winning one was $72,000 up to $87,840 with the auction house buyer's premium. That's a lot of dollars per inch. What are you trying to say here, MSN? I mean, it's just absurd that somebody would use so much money on a fucking Cheeto. You know, the guy that found this is like, I just hit gold, dude. We just need to find a Pikachu-shaped Cheeto, and then I can earn 87,000 more bucks. Like, why? Why would you buy this? To be completely honest, why? But do not fret, Pokemon fans, since this has happened before. One time, there was a Cheeto in the shape of Harambe that sold for around $100,000, proving once again that some part of society is just dumb, kinda stupid, and has way too much money and time on their hands. Now, before we get turned into a Cheeto and get sold in an auction house, let's move on to the next piece of bizarre news. Police chase a swan in a busy highway. Thank you for the inspirational music in the background. The Project TV, I thank you very much for that. Very amusing. I feel like I'm watching National Geographic again, except without the swan down. Florida woman accused of slicing man's face with a Pringles can. And here's her mugshot. Now, color me surprised, but I don't know exactly how you can injure somebody with a Pringles can, especially cut their face. But as I was reading the story, it got so confusing and bizarre that I just need to break it down. So, the victim, the guy, was at a 7-Eleven and another dude approached him, commented something about his car, and right next to him there was a woman that was coming with him. So the victim, the guy, basically directed his attention towards the woman and asked her if she was with the guy. She said, "Yeah, that's my man," and then pulled out a Pringles can and fucking cut his face off. Like, I mean, not cut his face off, cut the top part of his eyebrow. I'm like, why? She alleges that he was being disrespectful and mean in the conversation, so she had no other choice than to grab the Pringles can and cut his top of his eyebrow. This is a weird situation either way, okay? Just the bizarre nature of it baffles me. But then again, it's Florida, so everything makes sense somehow. But with the bizarre nature of this story, let's move on to the next piece of bizarre news. Hopefully it's not in Florida this time. 4-year-old boy calls 911 after bad mom eats his ice cream. The young boy said his mom ate his ice cream and needed to go to jail for it. You know, usually people are like, oh, it's so wholesome, a 4-year-old boy dialing 911 because his mom ate his ice cream. But still, like, the kid dialed 911, which I would usually be, you know, a bit upset because, you know, 911 is only used for emergency situations. But then again, this is a 4-year-old, so it dialing 911 is actually kind of impressive. So yeah, the cops took a picture with the kid. Wholesome moment. Hopefully he doesn't do that again. Now he says that he no longer wanted her to go to jail and just wanted some ice cream. Boom. Now let's move on before I report you guys for not subscribing and liking the video, which you should do. And also, we should also move to the next piece of bizarre news. Man found with a live turtle concealed in his pants by TSA at a New Jersey airport. Here's a picture of the victim. Oh, god damn. Here's a picture of the victim with a blue towel in a cardboard box. The disgust I feel for this turtle, man. Apparently this turtle was kept in the guy's groin area of his pants. When he was in the airport, the alarm detection went off. They were like, "What? There's something in your groin, sir. What is it?" And then he pulled his cock out. He pulled out the turtle from his groin. The turtle was not hurt, thankfully, and it just appears that the guy just didn't want to pay the fee. This story is so bizarre. Poor turtle, man. He's the one that's traumatized out of this whole thing. Not only was he in a crowded area hearing a bunch of different noises in the airport, but he was literally resting, wrapped in a blue towel in a dude's groin.
He's pulling his cock out!
This is the worst nightmare, dude. This is the worst nightmare. Let's move on to the next piece of bizarre news before we get put into someone's groin area. Men for pythons wanted for gas station theft. That's right. These 2 or 3 individuals robbed a gas station, but not with a weapon. I mean, they did have a weapon, just not your ordinary knife or gun. With 2 pythons. They just put it over the counter and they robbed them. This has got to be the most creative, yet the most weird and bizarre theft I've ever seen. And it's not in Florida, it's in Tennessee. That's the most surprising thing about it. Let's move on to the next piece of bizarre news before we get strangled by a snake. Catabomb Okami, the world's most expensive dog, sells for 5.3 million pounds. That is one huge dog, and it's only 8 months old, believe it or not. It is believed to be a quote-unquote unique breed, and they sold it for 5.3 million bucks. And the person that bought it was like, well, I mean, I'm gonna get my monies back because people just love taking pictures with expensive dogs, so I'm good. But yeah, I just want to talk about this. But let's move on to the next piece of bizarre news. 3 teen sisters arrested for trying to kill their mom after she turned off the Wi-Fi.
That's it.
Oh boy, you know there's gonna be a ride, and it's gonna be so stupid and fucked up. 3 teenage girls are in custody after allegedly planning to kill their mother because she turned off the Wi-Fi in their home. The girls ages 14, 15, and 16 reportedly grabbed kitchen knives and chased their mom throughout the house and into the street, attempting to stab her. Authorities say one of the teens struck the mother with a brick. Their grandmother was... What? The grandmother was also knocked down while trying to protect the mother. What the fuck? Despite the violent attack, neither woman sustained serious injury. Oh, she just got hit with a brick. But she didn't sustain serious injuries? Okay. All 3 teens were arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. All have been booked in the Harris County Juvenile Facility. That is a fucking ride, dude. What the fuck? All for turning off the Wi-Fi? We're so cooked as a society. We're so cooked, dude. I keep on saying this, but after these cases, like, holy. Let's move on to the next piece of bizarre news. Babysitter checking for monsters finds man hiding under child's bed. Oh my, a kid's worst fear, man, looking under the bed and there actually being a person. A babysitter in Kansas found a troubling surprise after a child she was watching complained there was a monster hiding. Oh boy, the chills, man, the chills. The babysitter found a man hiding under the child's bed. After they attempted to show the child, there was nothing under there. But there was. Imagine it was just a leprechaun. You know, because it's March. It's the leprechaun. The babysitter and child were knocked over during the scuffle and the suspect fled. Wait, so they saw the dude and the dude just like pushed him and he fled? What the fuck? Following day, deputies spotted the man while they were in the area looking for the suspect. He ran after a short pursuit. Deputies caught him. Villalobos once lived on the property, the sheriff office said. There was a current protection order issued against him to stay away from the property. Oh, was he a squatter? I think that's what it's called. No, when somebody like that previously owned it or is familiarized with the property is secretly living in your house. It's a real thing. I think that's what he was. Holy dude. Overall, this is a bizarre piece of news. Imagine like, oh, there's a monster under my bed, and they're actually being, well, maybe not a monster, but like a fucking human under there. Oh boy, but let's move on. Let's move on to some more news, man. Florida ranked among the highest to survive an alien invasion. Wow. It actually just ranked 6th place and got beaten by Minnesota, New York, Massachusetts, Alabama, and Virginia. But Florida, I mean, I guess it would survive a... Yeah, I mean, their people are like built different. To be honest, the aliens would be even scared to even approach them. So, I think Florida's #1, dude. I don't think the aliens would really want to visit Florida. But before these dang aliens start knocking at my door asking for my social security number, let's move on to the final and last. What do you mean final? It's the last piece of... Okay, whatever, dude. Just let's go. California woman uses longest tongue to play Jenga. But not only can she play Jenga with her tongue, but she can also flip paper cups. So it's cool, man, and it's like really long tongue. Pretty cool. Very impressive. But ain't nobody touching that Jenga anymore, okay? Imagine you're playing Jenga and then she says, my turn, pulls out the tongue, starts moving pieces, you're like, oh fuck, dude. Hell no. But yeah, that's about everything I could find in the month of March that's strange, weird, and just bizarre overall. So do tell me in the comments, what do you think was the most bizarre news of this month? In my opinion, it's gotta be the 3 teenage girls trying to kill their mom because she turned off the Wi-Fi. Like, that's just, it's so stupid. It goes above bizarre. It goes into the brain rot area. Like, why? How does this cross upon anyone's mind? Like, what the f? But do tell me what's your favorite bizarre news is and which one you thought was the most bizarre. And I'll see you guys in this next installment of Bizarre News. Bye bye.